Hey everybody, Venus Rose. I apologize that I haven't been as consistent these last couple weeks. Sometimes my energy needs to be in a certain space in order for me to properly relay messages without any kind of congestion on my end. So sometimes there will be gaps. It is what it is, energy flows. So there's a lot going on at this moment in time. I'm looking at the energies coming up for Friday. Numerically speaking, we have a 4, we have a 9, and we have a 6. The moon is also going to be in Libra by that time. Right now we're sitting in Thursday's energy, which the moon is still in Libra. We're in a 3, an 8, and a 5 today. So today's very much, of course, it's the end of the work week, towards the end of the work week for most of us. And with the moon in Libra, it's a sense of wanting to ensure that we're addressing anything that has been kind of sitting behind the scenes, because we want to make, Libra is all about harmony and balance, and we want to make sure that we're doing well internally and in the back of our minds, as well as we are on the foreground and what we show people. But this is really good because it's a very supportive energy regarding our day-to-day interactions with others and how we're accomplishing our tasks. So we're feeling a little bit more, to an extreme, we can be a little bit OCD on how we want things to flow. But this kind of helps to balance and be more conscientious of our reactions when we're interacting. Because sometimes triggers can come up and we may not catch them. This moon in Libra definitely gives us a little bit more control on how we introduce our reactions to others or to situations. So a 3 and an 8 and a 5 today. So overall, we've got it's the 12th. So there's the 3 with the 3 and an 8. That's 3 and 5. That's 8. And then overall, the energy is a 5. So we're kind of just doing what we need to, accumulating the resources and putting in the work to build towards what we're dedicated towards. And again, that's really a Thursday, you're just kind of doing what you need to do, working on all your projects, until tomorrow. Tomorrow you put in the last final touches and then you enjoy your weekend, for most of us out there. But for others, of course, we're even working on the weekends. But at this moment in time, what's good is that our focus is very much on building what we're dedicated towards transitioning. So it's like, if there's something, a state of mind, okay, we're talking about addressing what's behind the eyes. We're addressing what's in the back of the mind, what's kind of buried in the cobwebs or in the corners. If we're working on addressing those things and making them more harmonious and witnessing them, we're definitely in that space of being dedicated to that work. That's where the 8 comes in. The 3 is just putting in, it's building, it's collaboration, using whatever resources we have around us to help us, refine our goal and get closer to building the foundations of obtaining that goal. 5 being, again, that transitional and liberating nature. We're wanting to change our current circumstances, so we put in the hard work and the dedication to do so. That's today's energies. Now, looking at Friday, we've got 4, 9, and 6. And the cards that I pulled, and I noticed this is kind of coming up in general. But we're going to go with this soulmate cycle feel right now, because that's kind of what I'm being drawn to talk about today. But the reading is reflecting the numbers that are popping up just for Friday heading into the weekend. And then 3 days after that, we have the lunar eclipse during a full moon on Monday in Sagittarius. So that should be pretty interesting. I think I'm going to do a completely separate reading on that one. We'll see how the weekend goes. So for Friday, we have a 4, we have a 9, we have a 6. Okay, so 4 is all about stability. It can also indicate hesitation in some instances, which I'm also seeing in the cards that I've already pulled for this energy. And I'm being drawn to talk about Friday, guys. So we're just going to say that this is for Friday. All right. This is the energies going into the weekend. So 4 is stability. It can be hesitation. It can be fear. It's all about laying foundations. And that resonates with the card that came out twice today, which is the King of Pentacles. Okay. So we're talking about someone who is feeling a lot more stable in themselves. They're not only stable in themselves, but they're stable in their surroundings. This can be financial. This can be, mental and spiritual, the pentacles are all things, all elements. So as much as it is about the third dimensional reality, the here and now, it's also about, alchemizing those other elements of spirit, of mind, heart, and earth. So definitely stability, and anything that threatens that stability, it makes us question. But at the same time, we have a 9 and we have a 6. So we start with a 4 on Friday. Then we have a 9 vibration for Friday and a 6 vibration. So 9 not only comes up for the numerical vibration on Friday, but it also came out in the cards, which, when I'm talking about stability in a number 4, and then I'm talking about a 9, it's like 4 is that fear or that hesitation. So anything that threatens our stability gets us a little guarded because we have defense mechanisms in place. And so we have the 9 of Wands here. 9. Okay. What I call the 4, what I call the 9. All right. So what I'm getting is like, with some of you, there's someone who, there's layers here. Okay. Some of you want to take a leap. You want to take a chance, right? You want to be able to move forward with someone and start something new. But what I'm seeing coming up is fear, the wounded warrior here with the 9 of Wands, kind of being on guard, but still moving, like still wanting to move forward, but still being influenced by the past experiences. So that protection, that defense mechanism, anything that threatens our stability, we question. So there's a lot of fear that's kind of needing to be addressed at this moment in time. And it really syncs well with Friday's energies 4 and 9. So you want to move forward, but again, it's that fear, that hesitation, those defense mechanisms are in place. So and then we move on to the 6. Okay. So these are all, I don't know, these numbers seem to be resonating extremely well. So not only is there like a hesitation and it's the question of the equal give and take. And the moon is still going to be in Libra. So like 6 is Libra, essentially. Okay. 6 is a balance of equal give and take. It's a reciprocation, that we've been waiting for. It's also a past life, it indicates like a past life soulmate. And the other message here is that a soulmate is wanting to move in, but based on the recent past or perhaps a history with you, they're still healing from that pain. They're still healing from that fear. So like they want to approach you. They want to step out of this comfort zone and try to move forward or rekindle, but they're still processing the fear and the pain. Okay. So, this is good. We're in a Mercury retrograde that started on the 10th. All right. So we're revisiting our emotions, and again, even the numbers for today, the 3, the 8, and the 5 are about addressing those emotional wounds, those traumas, those fears, we're being allowed to revisit them in a safe, clear space. The energies coming in, guys, are so strong. Between Mercury retrograde, the effects of the basic lunar transits, and then we just had an X-class solar flare 2 days ago. Like I have been like vertigo. Okay. Like you can almost push me off my feet. Like that's how I've been feeling. I feel like the world just like tips for a minute and I tip with it. Like if you've been feeling like that, that's what's going on. Like it is so intense. So we're being we're all being permitted that time to really address what's out of balance, or whatever fears we have about moving forward, the trust issues that we have, the separations that we've endured, and the repercussions that have followed, the lessons that have followed those separations. So again, it's, we got the Tower reversed and the Two of Cups in reversed. So the Tower, it's all about, in reverse, it's about, avoiding the failure, avoiding disaster. The Two of Cups is a harmonious union, but in reverse, it's that separation, that disharmony. So it's like someone who's in such a safe, secure, stable position. They've really worked hard to be where they are, but they're still healing their fears. They're healing their wounds. So at this moment in time, like, they don't really want to take risks, because anything that threatens their stability, they're like, nah, I really like where I've been. So some of you may have even gotten like messages, or you're going to get messages from soulmates, or from persons from your past, or from someone new, and they may have been hinting here and there, but they're not really giving like enough for you to go on. And it's because of the fact that they're being asked to address these fears and these wounds. And it's really good for all of us right now. It's good for everyone involved that, people are taking the time to consciously address what's coming up, their fears, their apprehensions, all of those things. So, if you've been waiting and praying and wanting, you may get little hints, but you're probably not going to get the whole cookie, baby. I'm just going to tell you right now, because it is a time when we're needing to really address these traumas, these fears. So it's a good defense mechanism. It's good because these defense mechanisms are allowing people to go back and replay, revisit, and redefine their experiences so that they can be stronger. I'm going to pull a love card for this one, for going Friday, going into the weekend. So I mean, if you feel the same way, like you've just done a lot of work and you're feeling stable, you don't really want to take the chance, and that's good. Honor that. Listen to your higher self, listen to that gut, listen to that heart, because you're being encouraged to address what you're feeling. Always be conscious of how you're feeling. Don't get too much up in here, especially if someone reaches out and you start getting confused. Like, don't stay in your head so much. Just kind of go with what you feel. Respond in your own time. Do what you need to do. Because right now we're just being asked to address these things before we take any risks. It's a good thing. Yeah. Again. So I got heartbroken, right? Deeply hurt. Sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. So with this Two of Cups, some of you, here comes another layer, and that kind of confirms it. Some of you may be considering a breakup. Some of you already are broken up with someone, or have gone through some sort of separation that's created this disharmony. And it's like some of you are fearing, of course, there's always this fear that comes into play with a separation. You don't want to give up what's comfortable. But at the same time, you can't fight anymore. Like, if you just keep staying in the same position, you're never going to grow. And this person, they might be all the stability that you need, everything looks good on paper, right? But I mean, emotionally, is it reciprocated? Are they there for you? Are you going to keep being this wounded warrior and just, I'm the hopeful optimist, and I'm going to stick to my guns, and I vowed this, and I swore I would do this, and I would never do this. But are they doing that for you? Are they doing that for you? Okay? The more that you suppress this trauma, the more that you suppress this imbalance in the relationship, the more that you have sores inside of you that fester. Okay? And then sometimes it takes a Tower moment. Like, of course, nobody wants to give up their stability. Nobody wants to give up what they know. My cat is wanting to come in. Come on. Come on now. Anyway, So, everybody is always afraid of change when they've been a part of something for so long. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. So there comes that fear again. It's giving up what is known and not wanting to start over, but also knowing within that you can't keep doing this over and over because you're just hurting yourself. You're hurting your growth. You're hurting your future. And if this isn't addressed now, then it can only be worse in the future. Something drastic may happen. So you may want to avoid the disaster by making the separation now, regardless of how stable this person is and how long you've been together. It doesn't matter. And what's familiar? Oh, well, people start over all the time, folks. And sometimes if you don't do it, the universe makes you do it. So you can either continue being the wounded warrior and be this hopeful optimist, even though you're hurting and dying every day inside and you can't live in your full, complete self. Or you can take control and avoid the oncoming disaster that's coming and just go ahead and start your healing now, because right now you're not healing when you're staying in the same toxic environment where nothing is changing. If you resist these cycles, the universe will put your entire life on hold. You can damn sure bet on it. I'll tell you right now. Some of you need to hear that. So start putting your ducks in a row. We've got some stable energies abroad. I think I'm going to touch back in on that lunar eclipse coming up on Monday. But there's multiple messages here, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there because I feel like that's the end of the transmission. That's it. So I wish you a great rest of the week, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you next time.